As we had made mistakes throughout the course of the game. Our pick and roll coverage was horrible in the first half and throughout the third quarter, but we just kind of stayed with it. And our pick and roll coverage picked up, our intensity picked up, our physicality picked up, and we were able to put ourselves in position to get a win. I mean, it was a great team effort. I thought the bench was into it. I thought we would have done ourselves a little justice if we would have made some free throws. It might have made the game a little bit easier and to our advantage point. But I mean, you go down the line, Kobe, I just talked about his mental toughness and his focus on the next play. I mean, he hit big shot after big shot after big shot. He did what he's supposed to do. The one-legged 40-footer to put us up for the first time was Kobe-esque. And, it puts us up by one, and it keeps the crowd in it and keeps giving us energy. His 8 assists. It was a big night finding his teammates. Even all 6 of the boards that he got, you can go to Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol with his almost with his second triple-double in like 3 games. And I go back and I say this guy is so versatile that it's amazing just watching him play out on the floor. He passes well, he shoots it well, and he rebounds well. But he comes up with 20 points, 14 boards, and 9 assists. Then you go to a guy like Steve Blake, and I tell you what, every single one of his threes that he hit was huge. And then his toughness in coming up with loose balls. He came up with a few loose balls in that second half that gave us possessions that we might not have gotten or that we hadn't gotten against these guys in the past when the ball's bouncing on the ground. But I would be wrong if I didn't sit up here and say we got 2 huge contributions from guys that don't play much. I thought Devin Ebanks, he was 1 for 4 from the field, but he got to the free throw line 10 times. Was huge. And then his 3 offensive rebounds, it seemed like he had 8 offensive rebounds, if not more, but that was huge. To be asked, and I don't even know if he played in the first half, I don't think he did, but to be asked to go out there and guard, he might have played a minute, so I take that back in the first half, but to be asked to go out there and guard, an all-star and Kevin Durant, just make him work. You're not going to stop him. He's still going to get his points. I mean, Kevin Durant takes 34 shots. Imagine having to guard that guy taking 34 attempts. But he went out there and tried to do everything we asked him, showing his hands, trying to be as physical as possible, and making Kevin Durant work. And I thought he did a heck of a job for who he is compared to where Kevin Durant is in his career. So I take my hat off to Devin Ebanks. And then the last guy who hadn't played in a while, I mean, literally on my ride back from the airport when I lost to San Antonio, it was just a gut feel. I picked up the phone, I called Jordan Hill at like 2 in the morning, and I said, Jordan, you ready to play? Coach, whatever you need. I said, well, okay, I'm going to think about throwing you out on the floor in this next game. So these are the things I need from you. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but if I throw you out there, I want to see some athleticism. I want to see you sprinting to pick and rolls. I want to see you playing it, defending the pick and roll right, and blocking shots and patrolling that paint. He said, yes, sir, I'll do it. And I was a little worried because I mean, he hadn't played. I don't know when the last time he played. And then he got that big old ugly brace on his knee, and I just felt like there was no rhyme or reason. I just wanted to see what he looked like out on the floor. And he goes out there and he comes up with 15 boards and 14 points, which is a good night. Just as important, he had 3 blocks, but more important than that, the stuff that won't show up in the stat sheet is his pick and roll defense. In the first half, again, our pick and roll coverage was not good, and we were so far off the pick and roll that they were turning the corner and getting great looks. And when Jordan stepped up on that floor and played pick and roll defense, I mean, he was a presence when those guys came off in pick and roll coverage, because that's what they do. They play pick and roll all night. And so to have that presence at the pick and roll or at the point of the pick and roll, and then have the athleticism and quickness to give the multiple effort and get back to your own man, heck of a night. You know what? Better yet, hell of a night. This is a hell of a night from Jordan. Hell of a night from Jordan Hill.